Hello and welcome to Pint Glass Travels. As always, I'm Gary. Now it's a cold, blustery, disgusting December, so I need a break from all this. I think it's time that we take a little trip down south to one of the best brewery cities in America, Asheville, North Carolina. It's about a 13-hour drive over to Asheville, so let's see where we end up first. The first brewery on our pub crawl is Zillikoa Beer Company. Located 2 miles outside of Asheville, Zillikoa was one of the most highly recommended spots we'd hit on our trip. We arrived on a Sunday and were treated to some live music. One thing to note is kids are only welcome at the brewery on Sunday, which is what necessitated our visit on that day. The grounds are nestled next to the Haith Branch Creek, which give you some really nice waterfront views. And here is an example of their tap list. I treated myself to their double IPA. This semi-translucent IPA was made with Mosaic and Strata hops and was definitely a highlight of the visit for me. Unfortunately, after any night of drinking, there's got to be a morning after. So how does one take care of themselves and start the day right? 2 words: Biscuit Head. When we're in the area, almost every morning starts here. I highly recommend the Filthy Animal, a buttermilk biscuit with fried chicken, pimento cheese, bacon, and scrambled eggs smothered in sausage gravy. Or maybe try the pulled pork biscuit, which features a biscuit with pulled pork, jalapeno pimento, bacon, a poached egg, and maple syrup. Honestly, you can't go wrong with Biscuit Head. For a nice break from the cold, we had some great fresh coffee at Double D's Coffee and Desserts, located at 41 Biltmore Ave. How often can you get a cup of coffee from a skeleton driving a double-decker bus? The next brewery on our pub crawl is a relative newcomer to the Asheville brewing scene, opening in just November of 2019. I can tell you right now, hands down, they're my favorite in the Asheville area. Dissolver makes great beers, and the surrealist artwork on their cans and in their tasting area are things I think everyone needs to check out. For my drink at this establishment, I enjoyed a honey IPA called Trust the Ouija. I had never had an IPA brewed with honey before, and it was really something special. The bitter hops stood out, but gave way to a refreshingly sweet taste of raw honey. A very balanced drink. And just look at that dark amber color. All I can say is, wow. A restaurant that frequently tops lists of some of the best restaurants in the country is Curate. This tapas-style restaurant has some great dishes, including this plate of octopus, and, of course, charcuterie. If you're not eating the jamon iberico, you're missing out. Definitely a must-try in my book. One of the more popular breweries in Asheville is Wicked Weed. Now, they make some great beers in their flagship brew pub, but the real draw for me is the Funkatorium. This nifty brewery and restaurant specializes in sours, so pucker up and order one of their awesome beer flights. You'll get 4 sours in your flight, and mine included La Bonté Rosé, a sour ale brewed with wine grapes. Zest La Vie, a lemony farmhouse ale. The Brettaberry, a tart farmhouse ale inspired by strawberry pie. And Quien de Ferma, which is a farmhouse ale brewed over ripe cherries. Each of these beers were excellent, so if you're into sour beers, this place is a must visit. But even if sours aren't your forte, Wicked Weed has plenty of other options from their impressive line of drinks. Up next on the pub crawl is Catawba Brewing Company. Catawba has been around since 1999, and they have some really great libations to brag about. As you can see here, Catawba had over 20 beers to choose from, but if I could make a recommendation, it would definitely be Peanut Butter Jelly Time. These are brown ales that are aged over fresh peanuts and usually fruits. I've tried several varieties including grape, orange, marmalade, raspberry, and chocolate, and I highly recommend them. Why not give them a try? Burial Beer Company is up next. Burial is definitely a name that most craft beer aficionados are going to be familiar with. This mural of Tom Selleck and Sloth definitely captures the funky charm and off-kilter sense of humor of Asheville. It's also really cool to sit at one of the tables in these hollowed-out cars. For my drink selection, I chose a saison called Frozen Relics of a Moving World. It was a delicious, yeasty beer with notes of banana and lemongrass. Definitely worth checking out. Now, it would be downright criminal to do an Asheville pub crawl video without talking about the OG brewery that's named after this fair city. Asheville Brewery is located at 77 Cox Avenue, and they're known for their pizza as well as their great adult drinks. Having visited during the holiday season, there was a large theater on the property next door showing Christmas movies. No dogs are allowed, though, due to the possibility of vicious rabbit attacks. Inside the brewery, you can take a look at a wall filled with the names of beers Asheville has brewed in the past. Who knows, maybe a few will show up in the future. If I could make a recommendation from Asheville Brewing Company, it would definitely be Ninja Bread Man, a holiday porter brewed with spices and love. It was syrupy and sweet, and definitely warmed me up on a very cold winter's night. The next stop on our pub crawl takes us out of downtown Asheville and into the River Arts District. At Wedge Brewing, you can enjoy some beer among some urban artwork. There's so much to see and some great food and drink to be had in the area, so please don't just sit at the bar the whole time, or you'll really miss out on a feast for the eyes. While at Wedge Brewing, I would recommend their Tropical IPA. It drinks far smoother than that 8.2% ABV, so please watch out and bottoms up. Like most things in life, every good pub crawl has to come to an end, and our pub crawl will end at Man Brewery. Man opened their doors in 1997, so they're one of the founding members of the Asheville brewing community. Man prides themselves on their natural approach to brewing. While I was there, I had their tart berry sour. The fluorescent pink of the beer was definitely eye-catching, and it was juicy and refreshing. Definitely a great way to put an exclamation point on the end of our pub crawl. Well, we're back, and to tell you the truth, we didn't even scratch the surface when it comes to breweries in Asheville, so it's definitely a town that I'd like to revisit for a future episode. I do have some exciting news, however. We're going to be retiring the old introduction for Pint Glass Travels, and I'd like to introduce you to our brand new look. It's onward to the future here at Pint Glass Travels. Now, for the past several years, we've had a lot of ideas for videos. We wanted to bring you an episode from Japan, from other parts of England, and other countries around Europe, but I think we all know how that panned out. That's why I am so excited to announce that our next episode is going to come to you from Barcelona, Spain. Thanks for coming along for this trip. If you liked what you saw, please give us a like and a subscribe. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you soon.